You're watching McCaven, and now for McCaven. Recently I've been following a story about a game called Eve Online. First and foremost, I wanted to say I think this game is on the forefront of technology and MMOs, and I have nothing but respect for the product and the company CCP. I wish I could see what they were doing under the hood. The sheer amount of work and beauty behind running a game that can support as many users as they do on a single server is unbelievable. When I meet someone in World of Warcraft, I cringe when I ask them what server they play on. However, I just simply can't afford to play as many games as I would like to. In following this story, I feel my heart go out to the community. World of Warcraft is yet to feel the brunt of new business models that are coming down the road for them. Whilst premium services and microtransactions make me upset, but most just continue to play unaware. I think one of the key points to the Eve story is the leaking of a newsletter called The Fearless. Now I fully admit, without fear, I think when you're designing and planning future discussions internally, they should be open and honest and, well, fearless. I'm in a different camp than maybe some of you might be on that issue. It's tough to say. However, one of the feelings when I look into these issues is the real disconnect of people who try to act in our best interest. The little people syndrome. Oil exec who can't seem to understand spilling 1 billion gallons of oil in a Gulf is a problem. The money they make off it sets them apart from the rules that govern the rest of us. Today, while watching a video, this hit home with me, and while it may be one word, it really highlights how I feel the CSM thinks about this issue and how they take our issues upon themselves. Maybe this is a poor choice of words for Mitanni. It's really interesting when you look at how strongly the community reacted. First, here's an excerpt from the video with CCP Zula, Anar, who's the senior producer of Eve Online, and the CSM chairman, the Mitanni.
Out. What I think is a very concise statement that reflects the player base's reactions and fears, and will hopefully get into that. Now, it's very important, I think, for people to read that, because the takeaway for our efforts of the last 2 days from a CSM side has really been poured into the exact verbiage of that document.
And really, you can't describe what has just gone on here in a paragraph or in a soundbite or in an excerpt.
Unfortunately, Zulu, I think you can. And here it is.
It is just unfortunate luck for CCP that there was the leak of the Fearless newsletter that set all this nonsense off. All this nonsense off. All this nonsense off.
Ah yes, Mitanni. Protest is always a form of nonsense. And here it is. Protest is never a form of nonsense. Protests are sometimes the only way you can participate in change. Jita is considered to be the capital world of the one-server Eve universe. In World of Warcraft, players often try to participate in a form of protest by canceling their subscriptions. This doesn't seem to affect Blizzard. I'm glad to see CCP and the CSM trying to work through the crisis in player confidence, but I think it should start at the top. Have a little faith in your players to see through the nonsense you're trying to sell them. I wanted to end off with something I felt shared the sheer amount of people that seemed to be behind this protest. The Jita Bokanovskyprocess protest, which occurred on June 25, 2011, was used from a YouTube video by Bokanovskyprocess, who shares some scenes from the protest in Jita. The goal is to stop microtransactions that influence gameplay from getting into the game and to encourage developer dialogue and transparency. This has been a McCaven production. Thanks for watching.